Good evening, my fellow fiends, and welcome to the 16th night of 31 Nights of Halloween, The Revenge. For the 16th night, we are taking a look at my top 5 favourite John Carpenter horror movies. Now, I love his horror output, but I will confess to loving his non-horror that a little bit more, but we'll get into that at a later date. So for now, here are my top 5 favourite John Carpenter horror movies with the visual aid, as always, of my trusty collections. Do I use these excuses to show off my pretty shinies? Yes I do. But do you know why? Because we have to be reminded of why physical is so important. They can't take it away and you can't lose it when a subscription runs out. And when you pay for it, you pay for it once and bang, you've got it for keeps. You don't have to rent it alongside a list that you're never going to watch. And the most important is what you get with it. Audio commentaries, my favourite, documentaries, original trailers, film historians and legends like Kim Newman talking about it. It's a whole thing, an experience. They ain't just films, they be art, my friends. So come on in and let's have a look at tonight's goodies. We are back at the table of terror. There's one annoying thing. I was meant to be getting something this month, but it's been delayed to the beginning of November. Great to bring out a horror film in November, innit? So when we get to that, I'll have to show you an older one. But we start with The Mighty at number 5, Prince of Darkness. I don't know if you've seen this. If you haven't, you have to watch this. It's a fucking amazing film. It's actually more like his more non-horror stuff, I would say. It's probably the closest it's in between. It's so 80s, it's so bloody John Carpenter, his music, everything about it, it's just, you just know it's him, and it's got a great cast, as you can see on the front there. Yes, the man himself, Donald Pleasance, and we get the cool Alice Cooper of all people, and the cool guy from Big Trouble in Little China. I've just got to show you this box. This is amazing. It flips out. Look, 4 discs, my friends. 4. So you got the 4K. You got the Blu-ray. They're both with the film. You've got another Blu-ray of the extras, and then you've got the soundtrack. And the soundtrack on here is, as you'd expect from John Carpenter, and being 80s, it's just, could just eat it up. It's not my favourite of his, of the soundtracks, but it's bloody good. Right, while I just fiddle with that, I can look on the other side. And then, of course, we've got the old books and the art cards. There's the booklet. Yes, this film, like the shots, especially in the first early 20 minutes, the build-up, it's just gorgeous. And it's also a bit sci-fi as well, which is quite unexpected. There's this cool whole thing of a dream. It does go a bit bonkers towards the end. It's got a couple of cool effects, but Donald Pleasance, I think this is one of his best roles, honestly. I love him in this. And of course, we've got the poster. It's basically about the devil coming back, but from like a scientific point of view, as well. There's quite a lot going in here. And the way this, like, he controls people, possesses people, they like spew liquid into each other's mouths. It's quite grotesque. And I think it's meant to sort of mean about sexually transmitted diseases as well. You know, a bit like they do with vampires. But amazing film. Honestly, if you haven't seen this, you really should. I didn't think much of it the very first time I watched it. Look, there he is. But like, the more I've watched it over the years, the more I love it, and this 4K is beautiful. There's a couple of blurry shots, but generally, it looks stunning on here. Right, and next up at number 4, Don't Hurt Me, guys. Please don't hurt me. And also, I have not got 4K of this because they won't release it over here. And you can get the foreign, here we go. So it is the DVD, but it's Anchor Bay. See, Jamie, look, Anchor Bay. But look at that gorgeous hologram cover there. See, it's worth keeping for that. But yeah, they just refuse to release the Halloweens over here, like decent ones. So of course you can get the American version, but all the cool new extras are on a Blu-ray, which don't work over here, but 4Ks are region free. So there it is. Yeah, sorry, this one's a bit lame and old. Look, it even got a booklet back then, but they're a little bit lame compared to what we can get nowadays, aren't they? Because I love all the new Halloween sets, but like, there's just no point getting them. They like to come with 3 discs. 2 of them I can't use. Right, at number 3, see, you notice that Halloween was a bit low, right? And that's not even my favourite Halloween film. I wonder what that is. There may be a clue somewhere. Right, here we go. Again, I'm so embarrassed here. I've not bought a new version, and it double as that. It's a double disc set. It's The Thing, and it is the bloody prequel one they did later, which is a debatable movie, isn't it? But The Thing itself, obviously, is a masterpiece. The effects, obviously, the bit with the dog near the start, it's amazing. But look, I have to look away, block my ears. But past that bit, I love it. And at number 2, see what actually beat those 2 films, what could possibly have beaten them. Now this is where I get a bit embarrassing because something was meant to have come out and it didn't, so I've got to show you my old version on Blu-ray, and the only version I could get was from Germany. But I have got something to make up for that. See, do we know what film this is? Can we tell? Sam Neill. It is, of course, The Mouth of Madness. This film is, I think it's just close to a masterpiece. Now, I'm going to do a proper thing about this film when the set comes out in November. So there's going to be a follow-up to this video. But saying, cool, look, I've got the book. Now, this book not only is of the film, but it is the book in the film. It's what the whole film is about. So this is that book. But this is also the book to the film. So if you've seen the film, you'll know why. But weirdly, this book kind of works even more than the film does. It's hard to explain unless you know what the film's about, but I'm going to talk about it properly when the set comes out, beginning November the 3rd, I think. So I will do a whole video on that, because we've got to look at that. That looks like it's going to be a stunning set. So now, what is my number 1 favourite John Carpenter movie? You're probably going to laugh, but it will never change. It will always be my favourite. It is The Fog. I think this film is stunning. And I'm glad it came out in one of these sets as well. I've got some of these sets for some of his non-horror ones, which I will show you, of course, coming up. But this has got some awesome extras, and just getting to see this in 4K. Now, this film, I always remember when I was a child, I bent my mum's ring while we watched it. Because you know what they do with this? They knock. And for some reason, when Snake knocks, it scares the shit out of me. I don't know why. But honestly, the shots in this film are beautiful. The music, of course, is amazing. Yes, it's just fog chasing people around a town, but it's what's in the fog. But it's just everything about it. Look, we've got the 4 discs again. We have got the 4K, we've got the Blu-ray, we've got the extras, and we've got the soundtrack. And you know, anything about this film, the soundtrack to this film is another level. It is just perfect. And you know what the best thing about this film, though? It's Stevie in the lighthouse. Oh, the moment you hear her speak, honestly. It went for the fact that the film's amazing anyway. Like, she is the other reason. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. And her mum is in it. The lady who died in the shower in Psycho. They're both in this. But to me, the star is Stevie in the lighthouse. These are the art cards. Look, there's Blake and his crew in the fog. Terrifying. There she is. She was the first queen for me when I was younger growing up. She will always be honestly, her voice. Oh. And she's in another one of John Carpenter's films, which we'll also be talking about. But I love her mainly because of this film. And there's the vicar priest guy. He's amazing. Just off drinks and gets more and more worried. So yeah. Oh wait, I've got one more thing to show you. Gotta show you the book, and I. Wait a minute, just gotta get the box. Here we go. And look at that, John Carpenter hair action going on there. A bit amazing. Oh look, there he is with the Queen. See, these are cool. Honestly, so worth picking up. And the documentaries are all decent. They're not just like quick 5-minute jobs. I mean, some are, but they're all decent length. Well worth picking up. So yes, they are my top 5 favourite John Carpenter films. And I know a lot of people will probably disagree and put Halloween or The Thing at number 1. I get that. But The Fog always beat Halloween for me. And I love slasher movies, but sometimes I think other types of horror movies are Like bigger than slasher movies, does that make sense? It depends. But yeah, there you go. I hope you liked our little detour into the spooky worlds of John Carpenter. Remember, there will be a follow-up video when Mouth of Madness does release, where I can talk about that film more, because it is quite cool and there's a lot going on in it. And then one day I'll redeem myself with a better version of The Thing, and on an even better day, the Halloween franchise will remember the UK exists, and we can finally get a taste of the treasure trove that are on those Halloween collections. Tomorrow we are back in the insane world of Silent Hill F, and we are approaching the finish line in the not too distant future, but worry ye not. We have some classic British horror films coming up, a game review, a 2-part adventure where we return to a terrifying place I never thought I would have to. Oh, and the big one, if Amazon behaves. But we'll have to wait to find out what that is. So lots still to come for the second half of 31 Nights. Thank you for joining me for the 16th night. I'll return tomorrow for some more spooky shenanigans. Until then, good night my friends, sleep deep I implore. Hope the fog doesn't come knocking at your door. Sorry, that one actually hurt. Night, see you tomorrow.